Jawade leading us out, both on the same score after the fencing and swimming, and away we go. Jawade and Yeva Serapiniete relax into their rhythm. A further 5 seconds back is Salma Abdul Maqsood as she gets away. Karolina Krankova followed by Mira Andel. The top 5 are on the track. 5 seconds further back, and then we will see Jessica Varley making her way out. We've got Kate French coming out as well. Yuan Gu makes her way onto the course as well. And then there's a bit of a gap, and this is where things will get interesting. Blanca Guzzi is out on the course. Then it's Xiongming Xiong. And this formation lap is all about just getting the blood flowing and trying to pace yourself and just work out the course, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's that, and getting the nerves out with your first lap. I actually quite prefer having a lap before going into the shooting. I mean, you really just, like I said, you get all those nerves out to be ready for that first shooting that you will have. It is muddy out here, so we really do hope we don't see some dangerous falls.
I think you feel a slip's inevitable at some point, don't you? Because the conditions, I mean, you can't dictate the weather, unfortunately. Marlena Jawade and Yeva Serapiniete are pacing each other out in first place, but we're focusing on Blanca Guzzi because she's currently in 9th place, and Blanca Guzzi now moves up into 8th place past Yuan Gu, and I think Guzzi will disappear off into the distance, by the way. Xiongming Xiong is making her way back into the fold. So Guzzi in 8th place, but it's that battle for 9th a bit further back. There we can see it, which could really spark into life. Permikina, Yogasu.
Yeah, Yuan Gu will have to watch out for all the athletes on her tail.
I think Yuan Gu is in the crosshairs. A lot of these athletes now, one of which is Xiongming Xiong, who is about to overtake and moves now up into 9th place. So Yuan Gu is dropping down the order. Blanca Guzzi has already moved up into 8th place. Guzzi's a quick runner, looking in great shape, and there you can see the athletes arriving at the shooting range for the first time here in this final. Marlena Jawade and Yeva Serapiniete shooting toe for toe. Jawade looking to get this first shoot done. It's a 9:59 for Jawade, a 12-second shoot for Serapiniete. They're away and looking good. It's a slow shoot this for Varley. Abdul Maqsood is away. Good shoot that from Abdul Maqsood. Andel's away. Varley's found her rhythm. Krankova's away, still Varley at the range. This is getting a little bit concerning for Varley. She eventually does get away. Now it's that battle for 9th place. And Blanca Guzzi has a unique style. It's 9-second shoot for Guzzi. Kate French has done a slow shoot as well. It's 20 seconds for Kate French. And Xiongming Xiong and Venkaskaiti are now the chasing two. Good shoot that from Gu, but she's dropped back. Permikina a little bit slow. Yogasu's slow at the range. We're seeing a few different times here. What about Rebecca Castaldi? She's brought herself back into things with a 13-second shoot. It's all still to play for.
Still quite early. Still early games.
Xiong in 9th place. Venkaskaiti in 10th. That could be an interesting battle to keep an eye on. Kate French has been pulled back into this battle for 9th place. Could Kate French maybe drop out of the top 9 here? All mixing up after that first round of shooting.
Yeah, I mean, like we always say, it's only over until you cross the finish line. It's so unpredictable, this race. But yeah, Kate French will have to make up with that for the next shooting round. Yeah,
she's actually really getting caught up in this battle now for 9th place. Xiongming Xiong will, you feel, overtake French maybe on this lap. She's reeled her in and she's now catching. And it is Xiongming Xiong who moves past Kate French with Venkaskaiti now all over the rear. So this is worrying times for the Olympic gold medalist as she looks to make the final, and this, you feel, her last chance to qualify for World Cup final. If she doesn't get through to the final here, it could be goodbye and her chances for defending her Olympic crown. Xiongming Xiong has moved up into 8th place. It's now Kate French in 9th. Blanca Guzzi is a bit further up. We've got 3 quick runners and 3 World Cup medalists all on the course. In fact, 4, because you've got Venkauskaite there as well. But arriving at the shooting range, it is the 2 leaders, Serapiniaite and Jouade, who've been absolutely neck and neck with each other, pacing each other well, and they're now shooting pretty similarly as well. Great shooting from both of them.
In sync there from those 2 athletes.
Keep an eye on Jessica Varley, because she's going to be looking to improve on her previous round. This is looking better for now from Varley. Abdelmaksoud's so consistent with her shooting. Amira Andal with a 7.78. Great shooting. Varley's just struggling to close this out a little bit now. 17.2 for Varley. What about Songmin Xiong of Korea? Venkauskaite with a 10-second shoot. It's slow again for French. She's got away with a 46, not too bad. This is a real hustle now for those top 9 positions. And I think Kate French is just about still in 9th place, is she?
Yep, so...
Krenkova's dropped down. So Karolina Krenkova has dropped out of the top 10. She started in 4th place. She's now dropped down to 10th. So look at this. All those athletes on your screen there are in that those top positions, but Krenkova has really suffered here. Permikina.
Jessica Varley in 5th position so far, and right after her, Venkauskaite, Songmin Xiong, Blanca, and Kate French.
So we've only had...
Those are our top 9 athletes so far.
There's a lot that could change. We've only had 2 shooting routines, don't forget. Still 2 to go. Guzzi Xiong, French, the Olympic champion, who is looking in a better position now. That was a 14-second shoot for French. And look at that gap now between Krenkova and French is not far off 10 seconds. Permikina, you feel these are strong enough runners to hold off the battle from those coming a bit further back?
Oh, it's quite tough to say, because I can see now in the corner of my eye Rebecca Castaldi going from 12th position, and I think it's about a 20-second gap.
I mean, Castaldi is a quick laser runner. If anyone can do it, she can from that position. But that gap now between French and Permikina is looking pretty big. It was 8 seconds. And there are a lot of athletes that would fancy themselves to get into that top 9. Karolina Krenkova suffered at the last shooting routine. So here we go, our front two are at the range now, Serapiniaite and Jouade. Serapiniaite shooting well here.
Yep, Kate French just...
10-second shoot from Serapiniaite. Jouade is a little bit slower, 15 seconds for her, but she's got enough of a gap for that not to worry about. Abdelmaksoud, is that going to be another sub-10-second shoot? Just over. Varley's away. Great shooting from Varley. She's found her rhythm. Venkauskaite, great shooting. Abdelmaksoud's away with a 12-second shoot. Blanca Guzzi with an 11-second shoot. Kate French with a sub-10-second shoot. That's more like the Kate French that we know from times gone by. Permikina with a sub-10-second shoot. There was a 22-second shoot in there somewhere from someone who's dropped down. Amira Andal's now in 9th place. Permikina is right on the back of Amira Andal. So Amira Andal has been sucked into this battle for 9th place. And Amira Andal is now about to drop out with Permikina all over the back of Andal. Can Andal hang on to 9th place? She can't. Permikina snatches 9th place off of Amira Andal, and Amira Andal, who started in 5th, has now dropped out of the top 9 and is in a real battle to try and get back in. That is resilience from Valeria Permikina, who's just paced herself nicely around this first 3 shooting routines, the first 4 laps, and has got herself into that position now. But one slow shoot can be so costly. Amira Andal has dropped down into 10th place.
Yeah, very unfortunate for her. If there's still energy in the tank, she could hang on to her 10th position and maybe make a difference in the next shooting round, but still a long way away.
Yeah, I mean, it is often this point of the race that we see Amira Andal drop back. And Rebecca Castaldi is still not out of this race, by the way. We still have 1 shooting routine to go. Andal flies around that corner there. You can see the attempts to put a bit more grip on this course. Yogasu's dropped down a little bit further as well. Yuan Gu's dropped 8 places. But it is Permikina currently in 9th place, and it's a little bit more relaxed for those in front of Permikina. Andal now has been dropped by Permikina. What about those a bit further back? Is there a chance maybe one of those could make themselves in to the fold? You'd need a sub 20, below 20-second shoot from one of this front pack for that really to be a chance. But everyone's at the range now and trying to get themselves into that final. It's a 7.3 from Senna Piniete. Ridiculously good time. Shweed has refound her form here in Sofia. It's a sub 10-second shoot for her. Van Kalsketi, Varley, both out with good times. Abdul Maqsood so consistent in the range. Xiong is out. Guzzi is away. Keep your eye on Kate French, by the way, who is a little bit slow. It's 18 seconds for the Olympic champion, so it's sub 20 seconds for Kate French, and that you would imagine will safely see her into the final. So your top 9, I think, are looking pretty good, unless there's some really late dash. You see Rebecca Castaldi at the range. Krenkova is trying to get herself back into things, so Castaldi and Krenkova are battling away. It is Kate French in 9th place. Andal has dropped down 5 seconds, and you don't feel she has the pace to catch the Olympic champion. Kate French determined, back with a vengeance here in Sofia. Multiple World Cup gold medalists, multiple World Cup medalists, and here she is qualifying for another final. She's had to work hard for this one, by the way, Kate French. It hasn't come easy. There's been challenges across the field, but the Olympic champion is back in Sofia, and back now, you feel, with a really, really good opportunity here as she looks to qualify for Paris and try to retain her Olympic crown. Amira Andal is now 11 seconds behind Kate French of Great Britain, and this is pretty much just a flat run to the end, isn't it, for Kate French, who is looking pretty comfortable out there, heading around the back stages of this course. The top 9 have been pushed the whole way, but on this final lap, it's been fairly straightforward. Is that Amira Andal possibly in the back of the shot? We can see they're still trying to catch up.
Yeah, but I think it's safe to say from Kate French is our finalists for Sunday.
Yeah, so here they are then, the top 9 on your screens here. Milena Jouid, Jessica Varley, Yeva Serpeniete, Gintari Van Kalsketi, Xiongming Xiong, Salma Abdul Maqsood, Blanca Guzzi, Valeria Permikina, and coming home now in 9th place, qualification for the final, it's Kate French of Great Britain. Missing out there is Amira Andal, who gave it everything right up until the end of the race. Solid laser on that from Rebecca Castaldi. It wasn't to be for Karolina Krenkova. That one slow shoot cost her, and she could never recover from that point. Yoga Su starts in 13th, finishes in 13th. Medina Gonzalez starts in 14th, finishes in 14th. Anna Malashevska